Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My wife and I have been watching Schitt's Creek lately on Netflix, which stars both Eugene Levy and Catherine O'Hara, and we just love it. And as I've been watching it, it really got me thinking about these two Canadian comedy greats, and specifically the numerous shows they've been in together. For those not familiar with Schitt's Creek, it was created by Eugene Levy and his son Dan. The show follows a family who was filthy rich, but loses its fortune and is therefore forced to rebuild their lives by moving to a small town named Schitt's Creek, which the father, played by Eugene Levy, had purchased for his son as a joke birthday gift. I read in an interview where they asked Eugene how he and his son got Catherine O'Hara to agree to do the show. According to Levy, they didn't have anyone besides O'Hara in mind, but they weren't sure they could get her to do it because, according to him, she's selective. Levy told her to just come down and do the pilot for the show. He told her there would be no commitment. Now she claims that he knew she'd be in. Either way, it's a really good thing she decided to do the show because the two of them are just magic together. In fact, Eugene Levy and Catherine O'Hara both won Primetime Emmy Awards in 2020, one for leading actor in a comedy series and the other for lead actress in a comedy series. The show itself won the award for Outstanding Comedy Series. I believe this was the first Primetime Emmy Award that either of them had ever won. Their acting careers go back to the mid-70s, where they met while working on the comedy sketch TV show SCTV. I have read that Catherine O'Hara's brother had been dating Gilda Radner, who would come over to their house occasionally for dinner. Both Gilda and Catherine decided to apply with Second City Toronto. However, only Gilda was hired for the show. Catherine would begin her career at Second City Toronto as a waitress. Now, Catherine decided to audition for the cast again, but apparently Joe Flaherty, who was the director at the time, advised her to keep her day job. However, in 1974, O'Hara successfully replaced Gilda Radner in the cast when Radner left the show to work for the National Lampoon Radio Hour. Now, I didn't catch the early years of SCTV, but I do remember watching it later on in the early 80s with my brother. I thought the cast was hilarious. In addition to Eugene Levy and Catherine O'Hara, Dave Thomas and Rick Moranis got their start there as well, and of course they were hilarious as Bob and Doug McKenzie. Martin Short, John Candy, and Andrea Martin also all famously got their start on that show. Apparently, early on, while still at SCTV, Eugene Levy and Catherine O'Hara did date a few times, but it just didn't work out. The two would, however, become great friends and would appear in a number of films together. They have worked together in nearly every one of Christopher Guest's mockumentary movies, including Waiting for Guffman in 1996, Best in Show from 2000, in which they portray a married couple entering their dog in a dog competition, and A Mighty Wind from 2003, in which the two appear as a folk singing duo who used to be a couple but have now split apart. If you haven't seen any of these mockumentary movies, which are written by Christopher Guest and Eugene Levy, and directed by Guest, who was the guitarist for Spinal Tap, they're quite funny, and I would highly recommend them. Levy and O'Hara have also recently contributed their vocal talents to the animated short The Beast, Heroes of the Wildfire, which tells the story of the largest wildfire in Canadian history. Now, I love the fact that these two actors, who met more than 40 years ago, have stayed friends for so long and that they continue to find ways to work together after all of these years. It's clear that they really care about each other, and in my opinion, they are hilarious character actors. What are your thoughts? Did you watch SCTV back in the 70s and 80s? Have you followed the careers of Levy and O'Hara since then? How about Schitt's Creek? Have you seen that show? I look forward to reading your comments. Also, I would really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to my channel, where I talk about movies, TV shows, and music from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe out there and have a great day.